This is Rob Taylor for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Delighted to be joined here today by Eddie Hearn.
Off the backboard, new sponsor. Oh, money for Tebbert.
Well, it's not for me, but...
Well, should be. Boxing Social owner, if you're watching, cut Tebbert in on the new Betfred deal. Sweet as a nut.
Are you only saying that because he wants a percentage?
Tebbert's got a new deal. Betfred, shout out to my mate Fred Doan. Been sponsoring matchroom events for years and years, and of course the World Snooker Championship, now sponsoring Boxing Social. Betfred, you have made a very wise decision, my friend. And congratulations to Boxing Social.
Thanks very much, Eddie.
Coogan's he's like...
Fucking Boxing Social. Now they've got sponsors, they're dangerous, they are dangerous.
You right, Coog? He's behind this camera, by the way. Come on.
Hang on, did you not drag me into an IFL video earlier?
Come on. I won't do an interview with you tomorrow. Come on. Oh, in here. No. No.
Give it.
Rob Taylor for Boxing Social. Hello, I'm joined by Eddie Hearn. How are you?
Quite good, actually. That was a bit more like Frank Spencer, though.
Betty. The
Do
cat's
you know how
done a
much
little...
profile I'm giving your channel here by me fucking going on it?
Oh, it was like this. I'll do Rob Tebbert. Right, I'll do Rob Tebbert. Rob Tebbert here for Boxing Social. So, Eddie. He loves that one, doesn't he? A lot of people say your show's shit. Does that with his hand. What have you got to say about that?
So Eddie, let's start with the criticism of the undercard. A lot of people are saying that Callum Smith shouldn't be fighting Hassan and Dam. Thoughts?
Oh, the serious criticism of this undercard. How can you criticise this undercard? It is unbelievable. Is that a chicken burger?
It's a chicken burger.
Unbelievable. Thank you. Can I have another destroyer when you get a chance?
Yes.
Thank you, lovely.
Just like to point out to people, I've been waiting to do this interview for a while, but Eddie's been too busy eating and powering down. What are they, destroyers?
So, there's two cocktails.
Last time I interviewed you with Mouthful, people were telling me I was very rude.
Tough. There's two cocktails, the Lion's Den and the Destroyer. And chicken burger. Carry on. Oh, he shouldn't be fighting Hassan and Dam. Hassan and Dam's a former middleweight world champion who wants to move up to super middleweight. He's just coming off a win against Martin Murray. He's boxed, beat Murata. He's boxed Lemieux. He's boxed Peter Quillen. What are you not happy about that fight?
I think a lot of people are pointing to the fact that I've mentioned this to Joe Gallagher earlier, they're all good fighters in their own right, but they're all middleweights. Callum Smith is very much a light heavyweight who boxes at super middleweight.
Mate. How much are you just trying to pick something controversial? He's very much a light heavyweight.
Would you say he's not?
Of course he's fucking not. He's boxed at super middleweight his whole career. How is he very much a light heavyweight?
Joe, come in.
Callum Smith is very much a light heavyweight. He's never boxed at light heavyweight. How is he very much a light heavyweight?
I didn't say that. I said very much a light heavyweight who boxes at super middleweight. I'm sorry, Callum, you're a big boy.
Very much a light heavyweight. When you box your whole career at super middleweight. Who let this
Super heavyweight.
Who let him even come?
To be fair, I only picked that because you said that I said your show's shit. Anyway, let's start from the top. That was no disrespect, that was me getting a bit carried away. Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz. Thoughts?
Very good fight. This is my last mouthful. We all know the fight we made. Jarrell Miller. Got some criticism when we made the fight. I thought it was a good fight. I thought it was a great fight for the American market. Jarrell Miller couldn't bring himself to try and beat Anthony Joshua without cheating. Failed 3 separate drug tests for 3 separate substances. 5 weeks ago, we need to find a new opponent. Went through a list, tried certain people who turned it down. had about 4 or 5 people who were ready to take it. I chose Andy Ruiz. Many reasons. One, he's Mexican. Chance for a potential first ever Mexican world heavyweight champion. 2, he's game as fuck. 3, I think he's got a very exciting style. And 4, because I think he's a good heavyweight. And most importantly, I felt that he was the guy that would test AJ the most, that would bring it the most, that wouldn't freeze, that wouldn't not let his hands go, that would do all the things he says he did. Because he's almost in his own world, Andy. You know, he's a really nice guy. And he messaged me and he said, please give me this opportunity. I know I can beat him. I will come to fight. And that is why I chose Andy Ruiz, because he is coming to fight. And thank you.
Destroyer for the destroyer.
Thank you very much.
New nickname.
Oh, wow. So it's more. I really don't want to sound cheesy, but this event means a lot to me personally, our business, and therefore my family. But we're putting on a show at MSG. And that's why, regardless of what people say about the undercard, he's a brilliant undercard. That's why I've gone the extra mile on the undercard to get all these guys out. That's why I wanted someone that would come to fight. I don't want to go there, sit down and go, God, this guy, what round's he going to knock him out in? And he might just freeze. This is very important. I take this show very personally, because it's a dream come true for me to promote a show at MSG. A dream. You know, as a promoter, there's nothing bigger, as far as I'm concerned. So the pressure's on. The pressure's on both of them, actually. Andy's got to bring this fight. I want him to try and take AJ's head off. And AJ has got to take Ruiz's head off and put him to sleep. Because the only way he'll stop Ruiz is to put him to sleep. Because he's game as they come. And this means everything to him. Got a great team, great manager, trainer in Manny Robles. Was in the corner for Brazil when Joshua first fought. So I'm looking forward to it.
It's interesting that you would say that about yourself and family business and promoting at Madison Square Garden. This is why, actually, off camera, I was trying to get Eddie to sit down, because you've done a lot of interviews today, as you always do, and you've spoken about the same stuff in every interview. For you personally, this is why I kind of wanted you to sit down. Do you take it? Because it's just more of a sit-downy vibe, I think. Do you put more pressure? Do you take it personally? Like, not. I know that you don't sit up all night worrying about kind of trolls, as it were. But when you've just mentioned the fact that this is such a big deal for you and your family and the business. Do you put the extra pressure on yourself for a show like this?
Believe it or not, I am probably my biggest critic.
Yeah, I can see.
So there's shows that I think are okay that other people will say that was really good, and there's shows that people say were shit that I think were really shit. So what I'm saying is if you think something I'm doing is not good, don't worry, because I'm probably thinking it was worse. So I don't work for anyone. I don't work for a board of directors. My dad worked from nothing to be in a position where we don't answer to anybody, right? Where I've been brought up to say, no, it's all on you. It ain't on this corporate business, and it's, a chairman and a board of directors and shareholders. It's on us. We are Matchroom. But what that means is we take it very personally, not in a bad way, in a passion way. So we are so passionate about what we do, and that's why I say I'll never be outworked. You might be better than me, you might do a better show than me, you might make better decisions than me, you won't outwork me. So on this, criticism's criticism. If I listened to the criticism that comes with what I do, I probably wouldn't get out of bed, because it can be demoralising. But when you're so focused and you're so driven and you're so, you're so, I'm not sure the right word, but basically obsessed with with your job and what you're trying to achieve, you have to just block that out. No, I don't like posting on Twitter. I mean, Twitter's become like mad. I looked the other day, it's like everything you post, it's like, and I see the same people all the time. It's like, oh, you went, oh, fucking hell, mate. It becomes a point where it's like, if you just constantly read that, you just give up. So you've got to just stay focused on what you're trying to achieve. And to do this, it's like when my dad says to me, fucking hell, son, can't wait to get out there. This is a conversation I had with him today. I've never promoted a show at MSG. You must be absolutely buzzing. I'm like, I am, but again, which might sound strange. I'm a really optimistic person, but a pessimistic person in terms of the business, because things always go wrong. So this week, it's like, what's going to go wrong this week? But at the same time, when you get bad news, good news is coming. So it's just about getting through this week, etc., etc. Okay, we're going to have to pick this up in 10 minutes.
No problem. Yeah, no problem. Picking it straight back up there. That was a long 10 minutes, Eddie.
Wow. Incredibly, it's gone dark. This was, what is this, 3 hours later? I've had a few pineapple tequilas, but all is good, my friend. I hope you enjoyed the night.
I have enjoyed the night. I'm going to try and keep this somewhat fresh because you've been asked probably every question as regarding to every fighter you've ever come into contact with all night. Why are you doing this interview? I've never seen you turn down an interview. I'm not saying that for people's benefit. I've seen you do interviews with people with phones. I've seen you do interviews with people with cameras, big cameras, small cameras, in between cameras. You've been here all day. Busiest fight week of the year for you, I'd imagine, even though you're a very busy man. Why do you never say no?
Because it's my job. My job is a promoter. People have travelled to the US. I mean, if we're talking about a press conference in the UK, I mean, we're almost getting to a stage now where people are coming up to me at the end and going, "Hi mate, do you mind if I get 2 minutes?" And I go, "Go on then." And he goes, "This is Dave here for Birmingham Boxing News." And I'm thinking, how many people watched this interview? The answer, 10, but because I saw it. But it's what I do, you know. I don't feel that, it might sound cheesy, but I'm not bigger than oh no, you have to speak to my agent. You know, I'm not willing to do an interview right now with you. At the end of the day, you're here to promote our event. I'm here to promote the event. If I don't engage with you, whether you're IFL TV, whether you're Boxing Social, whether you're Dave's Birmingham Boxing Channel, I'm not doing my job. So people went home 2 hours ago. I'm here doing all the interviews to promote the fight, to build the profile of Anthony Joshua, to build the pay-per-view buyers, to build the subscriptions to DAZN. That's my job. And that's what I always say. You might be better than me, you might be smarter than me, but you'll never outwork me. Thus us standing here on a rooftop bar at whatever it's 10 o'clock, still doing a Boxing Social interview. I don't even know. Are you big? Do you have subscribers?
We do okay.
Are you bigger than Dave's Birmingham Boxing Channel?
Dave actually works for me. So it's over there.
The stud.
Moving swiftly on, I think it's fair to say that you use the media better than any promoter that there's ever been. Would you agree with that?
Are you leading me up the garden path? You're really bigging me up in this interview.
I think that's a fair statement. No, using the media doesn't necessarily mean a positive thing.
I don't use you. I just, you know, you've gone from a really big compliment to stabbing me in the back. You've gone, "Oh, you're amazing. You really got
utilise them."
Do you use the media?
Okay, utilise.
I was in a conversation with someone this week where I was talking about mindset, sort of mental stability, and I think too many people in life overthink things. I think too many people in life try and just make things too complicated, right? And the best way to deal with, if your mind starts wandering or you're not very happy or you're lost focus in what you do, keep it simple. What do? I talk about my events. I sell fights. I sell boxers. I sell and drive the profile of fighters. I deliver it with passion, talk to you. That's what I do. So I never think, you know, when people say, "Oh, do you..." I know you didn't say manipulating the press, but it's like, what is my job? So my job today was, I was in here, believe it or not, moving things around, we actually went to the Home Depot to get that black carpet or rubber thing that was there to try and make it look good. And then tonight I've been here and spoke to every media outlet I can, That is my job, and I will leave here in 10 minutes. I'll go to my room. I will go to sleep. I will wake up tomorrow. I'll go to ESPN, to Max on Boxing and First Take with Stephen A. Smith with AJ. Then we will go to the public work hour, and then I will go and meet my wife and my children. I'll pick them up from the airport, and we'll have dinner and we'll go to bed. That's tomorrow. So if you're ever struggling for guidance, or you're a bit all over the place, or you're not very happy, keep things simple. What have you got to do tomorrow? You know, because if you start overthinking things, oh, I've got to do this, oh, I've got to do that, oh, he's not very happy, oh, I'm getting a bit of stick on Twitter, or then all of a sudden your world starts spinning around. Just keep things simple. You know, what have you got to do from here? You've got to get home, you've got to edit videos, you've got to go to bed. You might have a little lay-in the morning, go for a nice breakfast, and then you go to the workout. That's what's important tomorrow, the workout. What interviews can you get that drive the most amount of views? That's your job, right? Keep it simple. Live every day, day by day, without overthinking things, without worrying about the future. Live by the day. And that's what I do. I never think about, oh, we'll do this interview, or if I go and do that, well, that'll go down well, or I'll drive more bikes. That's just my job. So tonight, when I got dressed, I looked in the mirror and I said, right, you ready? You know what you got to do? You got to go and talk shit all night with people you really don't want to talk to, till the very last one has gone home. Let's go. And that's why I'm still here doing it now. So will you fucking hurry up?
I guess the way that I'm going about it is, I mean, this is because our interviews were one interview split into two has been so different, and it's been such a long day because we only got in here this morning. I guess it's kind of why I'm trying to prize at different aspects of it. How does it affect your family life? I've got a young family. I'm away from my family a lot more than I'd like to be, and there's a big percentage of the time I really wish I wasn't. You're away or busier than most people in the world. How does that affect you in your family life, if you don't mind me asking?
Very much so. I mean, I have an understanding wife who knows about my drive. We have a family business. So it's not, I don't have a chairman, I don't have a board of directors and shareholders who are waiting on results. We make the decisions that suit us, you know, and my dad's always drummed that into me. So, but unfortunately, we have a drive for what we do, and I have this single-minded energy to outperform him and take Matchroom to another level. That unfortunately means that I have to sacrifice family time. I liken it to anybody else who is a sportsman, is a businessman, has a passion for anything, religion, I don't know, who knows that it means that you have to sacrifice certain things, and you have to be so single-minded to be successful that it will affect your family life, right? So I know that if I want to achieve what I want to achieve for Matchroom and for my family legacy, if you want, and to make my dad proud, it will affect the time I spend with my kids. But I also know that you can't be successful without doing that, because that's life. Same with you. I mean, you know, you're out here. Really, the truth is that you can't be the dad that you should be or you want to be by gallivanting around and being out here and trying, you know. But that's what you do. You got to earn a living, and it comes back to the simplicity again. You know, you got to make a living. You got to do what makes you happy. You know, and what makes you happy and what makes you make a living? This. So I'm sorry, missus. I'm sorry, kids. I love you more than anything. But you do understand this is what I do. It's what I do for a living. So, you know, when the missus signed up, you know, when the kids were born, nothing's changed. They married in to this mental Hearn business and Hearn legacy, which is no one's going to ever outwork me. So I'm sorry, but I love and to us, to our family, the family is everything. If you're not there on a Sunday lunch, you're lynched, right? So, but also the business is something that we are so passionate about. So what matters most to me? My family, beyond everything. Read my Instagram profile. Family first, business close second. Couldn't be any more true, you know? But that's why I try. Tomorrow, my wife, my kids will come out and fly out to New York. They won't see me this week, but they'll see me at night. I'll get a chance to kiss them on the forehead before they go to bed, and kiss them on the forehead when I leave in the morning. But that's sometimes enough. But the question is, how long do you want to do it for?
I was just going to ask that. Is there a longevity to what you do? Because, I mean, there's a lot of people, and myself included, because I kind of see small sections of it in myself, who will say that you're spread too thin, that you do too much, and there is not the ability. I know me and you like to have a laugh and a joke about the weight we've put on and stuff, but we both live extremely unhealthy lives. I mean, you're more unhealthy than me because you jet set more than anyone. Is there a longevity to doing what you're doing? Is there going to come a point where you're going to have to look after yourself?
The only longevity comes with your passion and your desire. So when I don't want to do this anymore, I will not do it. You know?
But sorry to interrupt, but from what you've said, it doesn't seem like whether it's the legacy.
3 or 4 years ago, when we had complete control of the British boxing market, and whether you like it or not, we still do. I mean, there's still people that are doing, are coming on from where they were 2 years ago. I said that when I don't want to do this anymore, and when I don't have the passion for it anymore, I'm done. I'm out. All right? That still applies today. My passion is no less than it was 3 years ago. The greater passion now is for global expansion, and is for dominating the US market. I mean, we're already dominating Italy and Spain because there's no one else in there. But it's mainly the US market, and it's kind of like this, it's almost a sickness where it's like...
It's an addiction.
It is an addiction, but that's boxing. You're addicted to boxing. I'm addicted to boxing. And it's better than being addicted to a lot of things. But what I know is that I'm addicted to boxing. I'm addicted to trying to make the people I care about achieve things, and I'm addicted to winning, and I'm addicted to providing, or more importantly, performing and creating a legacy for the business of Matchroom, which is the business that my father is so passionate about. And my job, maybe this is a thing of growing up, is you're Barry Hearn's son. Right? So how can I be judged? The only way I can be judged is if I outperform him to such extortionate levels that people go, fuck, that Barry Hearn, that's Eddie Hearn's dad. And that's what it's become. And we joke about that all the time. So, but sometimes you can forget about what's important, which is your wife happy? It's all about you. But also I go in this point as well. This is great. I mean, as much as we moan, by the way, and not being funny, could be fucking worse, couldn't it? I mean, did you ever think you'd be on a rooftop bar about to go to an MSG fight, interviewing me, talking about, having tequilas, because I know you've had a few. But
I haven't. But
as much as we say, oh, it's taxing, oh, it's really tough on the... I mean, we're living a blessed life, right? So, but at the same time, are your family. So when it interferes with that, you've got to be man enough, you've got to be prepared enough to say, okay, you're right, I'm done. But when you do that, you give in. So if I turn around tomorrow and go, after Saturday, and go, do you know what? I've promoted Wembley, Millennium Stadium, O2, MEN, the Hydro, Newcastle, Cardiff, Hull, KC Stadium, Bramall Lane, Goodison Park, MSG. And this is a great moment for me to say, thank you, boxing, I'm out. Are you prepared to be able to sit back and give the industry away to your competitors? Same as you, right? I mean, I know you're not quite the market leader yet, but you're fighting to be. I know it's amicable, but that's the game, isn't it, right? So you've got to be prepared to go, I'm going to give up. And it's not in me to give up. That's the problem. But it's just the balance. That's the key. To when you're prepared to go, no more. I need to be around my family. I need to be around my kids. And that's the difficult thing. But at the same time, whether you're Katie Taylor, who inspires me an incredible amount, whether you're Anthony Joshua, the single-mindedness and the drive to be successful is the only way you will be. And the only way you do that is with sacrifice. So the only way you build Boxing Social to the levels that maybe your boss or maybe the level you want to be is to sacrifice other things. And that will come with family, being away, spending time away from your kids, etc., etc. And that just goes for me, that goes for everybody.
Now, something you said was very interesting, I want to pick up on it, about kind of world domination. And I know it's slightly tongue-in-cheek, but I also know you well enough, I think, at this point to know that it's not as well. What is world domination? What would you have to achieve for you to go, okay, right, done now, that's me done, I can do that? What would it take for you to do that?
Maybe that never comes, you know. I mean, world domination is about expanding the business in markets that you never thought possible, almost. I mean, we're here in one of them. You know, I mean, no British promoter has ever signed a TV deal with an American broadcaster. Certainly not to the levels of what we have done. Is that being respected? No. Do I want that to be respected? Probably. But I'm not bothered about it. So, you know, and sometimes you get so caught up in what you're doing. That's why I need my dad, because he says to me, when we signed the US deal, he's like, "Oh, I can't believe you've done this." Like, and I'm like, yeah, but obviously now we've got to deliver. He's like, yeah, but Ed, like, no one's ever done this like that. And when we done the MSG fight, he's like, "Oh, I can't believe you're promoting MSG. I never promoted MSG and a World Unified Heavyweight World Championship." I'm like, yeah, but we've got to sell it out. He's like, no, but still, son, do you realise what you... And he's coming out on Friday. He's like, I can't wait. Oh, Kate Taylor, Callum Smith, Josh Kelly, Boatsi, Tommy Coyle in a war with Algieri. But you've got to enjoy it. And I think when you're so in it and it's so intense, like a lot of the times I don't enjoy it enough. Because I think either you might read social media criticism or you're so driven to succeed that you're not actually standing back and going, I mean, look, you know, like, this is an amazing experience for all of us. And I never thought that I would promote a fight at MSG, especially not the Unified World Heavyweight Championship. Did you ever think you'd be out here reporting at a fight, you know, at Madison Square Garden? So we're all blessed. But sometimes you get just carried away with the madness to step back and say, wow, and it's a bit sad because you don't want to do that when you're 80 or 70 and go, what, do you remember, like, we should be enjoying these moments now. But when you're so driven or you're so obsessed or, you know, you're so maybe single-minded, are you actually sitting back and saying, we are so lucky, we are so blessed? And I don't think many people do that, but we should be doing it. And that goes for Kate, like Josh tonight, you know, the media talking saying, do you realise what you're doing on Saturday? And he's like, what do you mean? It's like, you're selling out the Madison Square Garden. You're a British fighter who's coming over here and defending your Unified Heavyweight World Championship at Madison Square Garden. Do you know who's boxed here? He's like, oh no, it's great. He's like, no, seriously, do you... And he's the same as me, where he's so driven, he's not really thinking about what we're achieving on the way. You know, last night I was at his house, or not his house, one he's renting in New York, and we were watching a Klitschko fight. He was like, bloody hell, that was amazing. It's like, did you enjoy it at the time? Did you look back at the time? Because I never. Now, even now, I've not looked back at that night once and gone, that was amazing. Because it was always the next show, or the one after that, or getting it on sale for that. And that's a bit sad, really, because that was monumental. And I'm a bit jealous that I wasn't just a fan. Because last week I went to Scotland and I watched Inoue and I felt like a fan. I was like, whoa! It was the first time I've ever been at a fight and gone, oh my God, that was amazing, because I'm my own biggest critic. And when you read the social media responses that I get, you can't think that things have gone well. It's good in a way, because maybe I'd be a proper arrogant arsehole if I actually didn't read the social media comments. So they're good, keep them coming. But I'm
sure they will.
I just think every now and again in life you need to just sit back and go, we're lucky people. And my dad delivers that for me, because, you know, my only regret is that I didn't come from nothing like he did. Well, I regret it in some ways, not others, but I never got the chance to make it from nothing.
Do you think that, it's interesting you would say that, do you think, because it certainly hasn't dimmed your work ethic, coming from
he's
money.
gone
People
there.
like to throw the
Yeah,
kind of silver spoon thing at you throughout your
but
career, but that's never impacted on your work ethic. In a way, kind of, I sense it's a similar thing with your mate Shane McGuigan, who I spoke to in Glasgow, and he said about, people hopefully one day won't just look at me as Barry McGuigan's son. And Shane is somebody who I'd never really would have expected that to come from. I get a little bit of that from you. Do you think that's fair to say?
Yeah, you probably have that chip on your shoulder. I mean, I look at a good example is Frank Lampard, who I went to school with, who I would watch him over the field at night when I went home, and he would be over there with his dad doing shuttle runs, and and he was a brilliant footballer at school. He wasn't the best, but I would look at him working after school thinking, bloody hell, and he was a bit chubby, and he went to West Ham and everyone said, oh, he's got in because he's Frank Lampard's son. He went on being a Chelsea legend. Can't tell you the respect I have for Frank Lampard, because I feel so much of that myself. When I was growing up, I played cricket for Essex, and everyone said, you're in the team because you're Barry Hearn's son. I got a job at 18, and everyone said, you got a job because you're Barry Hearn's son. When all I was trying to do was not work for Matchroom, because everyone presumed that was what I was going to do. So I guess that underlying thing is trying to outperform him. Have I outperformed him in boxing? 1,000,000%. Have I outperformed him as a person? No. But he's 71, and hopefully that will come. He's my ultimate role model. But I guess I can only be measured against what he achieved, because I got a leg up. Let's not, I know all the silver spoon joke and all that sort of stuff. I got a leg up. I had a great upbringing. My parents, although come from a council estate, became very wealthy. They gave me everything. They gave me an education. I got a job. I ended up working with Matchroom. Would I have achieved what I've achieved without him? I would like to think yes, but it's very easy to say no. So the only way I can be judged is if I do the same as what he's done. What sort of legacy am I going to create? So the only legacy I can create is if I take the sport to levels that he could only ever dreamed of. And when he phones me up and says, can't believe what you're doing, son. This is unbelievable. You're 1,000,000 times better than me. And now you've done a deal with America. And now you're promoting the World Heavyweight Championship, MSG. That gives me a buzz. Do you know what I mean? So, I'm very lucky. But I do think that we don't look back enough and say, I think that goes for everything in life. Everyone's in a rat race, aren't they? Do this, get views, get money, get paid, go on holiday, without actually going, look at where we are. And, this is a seriously fucking deep interview.
It is, yes, and we've been given the...
Why are you trying to wrap it up?
We're about to be chucked out, so that's fine. But Eddie Hearn, thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social again. And you will see me at the workout tomorrow.
I will say one thing. Every media has come up to me tonight and gone, this is bad news for you. Rather than talking about this event at MSG, let's talk about you and what this means to you. And everyone's done that, because no one does that, and obviously everyone's done it. So.
I'd like to think ours has been a little bit more detailed.
You were the first one I started with, and now the final one I finished with. So, Rob, all I can say is it's been amazing and very emotional.
Yeah, thanks very much, Eddie.
Cheers.